Hey guys, it's April with Crafting with April. I appreciate you guys being patient with me on these ornaments. I've been a little bit sick, and I'm going to try to get through this without hacking and coughing and everything, but I do appreciate you guys being patient and working on other things while you're waiting for me. What I'm going to do today is I'm making the paper flowers. This is a poinsettia out of Cricut Design Space. Let me grab that file number for you. Let's see. I just finished cutting it and I'm working on making my flowers or getting them ready. This one is, and I purchased this one. This image is the poinsettia, hashtag MFAE0B7, and this is a close to my heart flower from Flower Market, but there are several that are similar in Design Space. There is one on, it's called 3D Home Decor. It's the poinsettia number MA401F, and that one can be used as well. There are just several in there on the 3Ds. Some of them, they're going to be a charge for them. There's another one on 3D Floral Home Decor is MA4024, another 3D poinsettia. So any of them will do, but this one is from the Flower Market, close to my heart cartridge. If you're interested in getting that cartridge, you can get that from Jamie Leonard. She is an admin in our Facebook group. She sells Close to My Heart, and I'll give a link below also for her site where you can order this file. And all I'm doing is I cut 37 of these because I can use them for other things, and I just didn't want to waste any of my Cricut paper, so I just kind of filled it up, and 37 of them is what I got out of 2 sheets of the red Cricut paper and the forest green Cricut paper. I cut the bottom leaf. I hit a couple of leaves on this. I cut the main big red leaf, and then I cut the next 2 3-leaf pieces up from that, and they're almost the same size, but they are slightly different shaped. And all I did was put them on my mat, and I put my textured side down on some. Doesn't matter, depends on what you like. Some of them I did with the texture side up, and I've just rolled each one of these. I'm using the McGill flower tool. This is the 1mm, the large end of the 1mm. I'm sorry, 5mm. So the 5mm end of this one. And I'm just rolling each petal with slight pressure. You can do this on a mouse pad if you don't have the flower pad from McGill. Cricut also sells a set that has a pad in it and a quilling tool and the piercing tool, things like that. But they don't, I don't believe they have this ball one in there. I'll supply a link for that too. If you don't have this, you can get by with your Cricut tool. You're just going to instead push it down and twist. Let me see if you can see. Push it down and just twist. And it's not going to be as smooth, and I'll show you that close up, as using the rounded one, but you can get by. You see, this is where I use the Cricut tool and push down, and this is where I use the rounded one. So you get a little bit smoother if you do that. So cut your flowers, get your straight pins ready. I have the 4-inch styrofoam ball, and I don't have it right here because it's set to the side drying. I painted it with just some green paint, and this does not match. It's a lighter green than my cardstock, but I just didn't want some white blaring through. I used the Cricut red, and if you don't have the Cricut red, try to choose a cardstock that's solid core, because when these cut, if you have a bunch of white edges, it's not going to be nearly as pretty. And you want to curl all your flower pieces. And if you want, get some beads for the pin head. I haven't decided which I'm going to use yet. I got some beads out. I'm going to use either the beads, or either I'm just going to push the pin straight into that styrofoam ball and cover it with these flowers, and then put Nuvo drops over the pin heads. Or either I'm going to be using the beads and putting them on the pins, and then putting them through the flower and putting them down. You're also going to need some ribbon for your bow and your hanger. I have some pre-made hangers that I got at Hobby Lobby, and that's what I'm going to use for my hanger on these. And then I'm just going to tie myself a bow. I haven't decided on my ribbon yet. I'm either going to use this organza type ribbon or this Merry Christmas traditional type ribbon. And then I have a velvet one. I'm just going to look and see which one that I like the best to make my bow with. So gather up all of your supplies, get your flowers cut, and I'll meet you back here in a few moments. Okay guys, I'm back and I'm finishing up my flowers here. This is my last one because I tore one taking it off the mat. So you guys be careful taking yours off the mat. They are a little fragile there in the center. But after I've rolled those, I'm not sure I told you guys, I flip them over and then I just give them a press down in the center. And that gives them that puffed up flat look. I have the styrofoam ball, and like I said, I just put some green paint on it, let it dry, just the 50-cent cheap paints. I have not made this before, so we're all winging this together, and hopefully it works out. The first thing I'm going to do is I am going to get my ribbon and place a pin in that, and then I have a center point on this ball, and I am going to press that in with a pin, and then I'm going to do another one at an angle so that it doesn't pull straight out. I hope you guys can, maybe if I stand to the side you guys can see a little bit better instead of standing behind it. So like I said, we're going to be winging this. I haven't decided, I haven't laid anything out. We're doing this together. Just going to figure out how I want to do that flower piece by piece. I think I want to kind of cup it up. Kind of like that, pushing some of the leaves. And all I did was push them together. That's the way they look on the back. Push one forward. And I may use all these pieces. I may not. Just depends. So far, I'm thinking I just want to do the 3 on there. Now I need to decide if I want to use pen. Now you can use pens that have heads on them already. Those would be pretty. I just know I don't have enough of those. That's probably what my preference would be for this project. But I don't have them, so I'm putting a bead on there. And then I'm just going to run my paper on this pen right through the centers of everything. And that's pretty. I kind of like that. If you don't use all the pieces, don't worry about it. You can use them for cards, all sorts of things. Embellish Christmas gifts with them for your gift wrap. And then I'm just placing close up to that pen. And I like that. I think that's going to be pretty on there. And the thing is we can still spin these around. You can put a dab of glue between those leaves once you get them all put together, just to keep them spread out. But we'll go ahead and put them all on there first. And like I said, if you don't want to do that bead on there or don't have the beads, I got these at Hobby Lobby. They're just glass beads. The bead treasures. They're like $3.99, but if you get them on a 50% off sale, I mean, that's a ton of beads. That's more than enough. And you can use them for various projects. So you can do that, or you can just push them in straight in with a regular straight pin and then go back after while it's hanging up and let it dry so you're not touching it. Put Nuvo drops right there in the center to hide that pin. So you guys cover yours in the poinsettias and come back and we'll finish it off with the bow. Okay guys, this is the one that I've decided on. I went ahead and put a couple on there without that secondary 3-pointer, and I like it. It's okay for up here at the top where the bows are going to be. I'm not going to pull those off and redo them because I did put a dab of glue on them. But this is how I am putting these together, just so that you can see. I apologize, I bumped my camera. Take your straight pin if you're using the beads. If you're not, then don't worry about the bead. Put the bead on it. And then what I'm doing is I am taking one of my 3-piece and I went with the curl down first. So the curl's going to be up towards the sharp point of the pin. And push it through. And then I took just a dab of art glitter glue and placed on there. Then I got the second one and I let it curl down. And you can put the glue on after you put the second one in the pen if you want. I'm just pushing it down on the table to help me here. It's probably better to put the glue on. I didn't have this trouble a while ago. Now I'm having it. Of course, I turned the camera on, that's why. But one's up, one's down. They're just curled in opposite directions, however you want to do it. There's still enough glue. And then that glue will hold that in place, creating the flower center, like so. And then you're going to get the poinsettia itself, and I have it with the cups going down. Press it through. Put your little dab of glue up next to the pin so that when it presses up against the other cardstock it'll stay. And put it in place like you want it. Don't worry about the bare spots. That's where your green layer is going to go. So if you have any little bare spots like I have here, and the green was cupped downward or upward towards the point of the pen as well. Little dab of glue. I know I'm off camera a little bit, little dab of glue there. And then spin it and put it in place where you want it. Just so it's peeping out. You don't want a whole lot of green. Just a little bit. And then you're just going to work your way around, inserting it and covering the entire thing of the styrofoam. And if you don't get it tight enough or don't feel it's tight enough, just pull it out and move it. I want mine bunched up really tight, so that's what the look that I'm going for. And you'll see that the greens will peep through as you place these. But you just want to go around placing the flowers. And just cover the whole thing, come back, and we'll add our bow and finish off the... Hi guys, it's April with Crafting with April. I have finished this up. I was showing you guys how I changed the bow from the bottom to the top, and I realized I didn't have the camera on. So I decided to put my bow at the top of my loop rather than down at the bottom, and I'm happy with the way that turned out. I used 35 of the 37 that I cut. I broke 2 of these. I broke 1 of these. So you may want to cut a few extra if you're using this file. My red large leaf was at 1.75, and my green leaf was just under that because I didn't want a lot of green to show, just little bits and pieces here and there. And these pieces were cut at 1.05, I believe it was, and 1.10. There wasn't much difference between them, but you can size them any way that you like the way your flower looks on Design Space, and it'll come out fine. Just keep them close together. I did put them really close together up here at the top, but I wanted that to hide where I pinned my ribbon in at the beginning. So you can flatten those out more if you want to. I like the way that this turned out, all the paper flowers, using the Cricut cardstock, which was solid core, so I have no white edges on any of my cuts. I used just some straight pins and beads. You can get the pins in bulk if you didn't already get them from the fabric ornaments that we did. But it only takes about 40 pins to do this, and that includes putting on your hanger and your flowers. And I use a little bit of art glitter glue on each flower just so that the petals wouldn't spin and show the styrofoam ball. Then I used ribbon for the hanger, or you can get the pre-made hangers. I got a whole pack of these at Hobby Lobby for $1, $1.50, and I have plenty of hangers to do all of my ornaments with this year. So there's plenty of options for you guys. Mini flowers in Design Space. Like I said, this one is the poinsettia off the Close to My Heart flower market cartridge, and I will leave you Jamie's link below. She is our Close to My Heart consultant, and she'll be happy to help you get that cartridge if you want it. And you guys have a wonderful day. Give me a thumbs up, like the video. Also subscribe to the YouTube channel. Come over to the groups, Cricut Maker Projects and Cricut Crafting. We're doing something new all the time, learning new things. If you have any Design Space issues, we're there to help you with that. We'll even do short clip tutorials if need be to show you the steps of how to do something. So you guys have a wonderful day and make something beautiful. Come on over and post your projects.